Hello there, loves. Welcome to the podcast. Back to the podcast. A few little changes to the podcast that I've had. I want the podcast to be more like we're just chatting, like we're mates. Yeah, like we're mates, because we are mates, sort of. Like digital mates. So I really just want the episodes to be shorter, honestly, and just talk. Like, I want this to be more fun. I think this would be a fun place for me to be more funny. I used to make, like, a lot of people don't know this, but when I started out on TikTok, in 2019, I started really going viral for comedy skits, and I have a huge love for stand-up. I don't think people see that side of my personality that often on social media or even the podcast. Maybe a little bit, but I want the podcast to be just more real. Like, I don't get to just talk very often. And I think this is a beautiful place to start doing that. And eventually, when I have the budget, I would love to do YouTube videos. But it's just a lot of work, and I'd have to get an editor to do it. So I think this would just be a beautiful place for me to start doing that. And so that's what I kind of want the podcast to be now. I've been doing it for 3 years. I still want to interview people here and there, and those... I think what I want to do with those is that the interviews will be very, will also be a little bit more casual and genuine. And I would either like the guests to come over to my house, or I go to theirs and we just sort of talk on a couch or a kitchen table, and I'll record those as well. 'Cause I think where I can make my podcast stand out and what feels true to me is if it's just very casual, because it's like, yes, these topics are serious, but at the end of the day, like, it's a conversation. I've never been in this to be a coach or to teach people. I see myself as more of an advocate for growth and learning emotional skills. And I don't think I'm smarter than my audience. Like, a lot of y'all are extremely developed, intelligent, driven individuals, and I just think we could have a lot of good by just chatting and having a conversation, because at the end of the day, I think I really just want people to feel seen, and I want to be a friend in their arena when they feel alone, and that's what I think I can do with this. And so I actually considered stopping the podcast, but I think that made me sad, and so I actually just want to pivot a little bit. So it's a little more genuine and a little bit less work, honestly. And we can just hang out. So, cheers. My sleeping schedule is all whack because I'm coming off my antidepressant. I kind of want to do a podcast episode on that, because this journey of coming off my antidepressant has been disgusting. Like, I am not okay. And so I don't normally drink coffee or energy drinks every day, but I've had to. Like, I am unwell in the energy realm. But if anyone's wondering, generally my Starbucks order is a vanilla sweet cream cold brew with either extra sweet cream or a caramel drizzle. Not both, because it's too sweet. And it has to be a medium, because if you do either of those things on a small, too sweet. I like mine relatively bitter, so. Yeah, not like straight up black coffee bitter, like those people are crazy. I mean, it's kind of a flex, but I'm also scared of you. But today, I wanted to talk about I've been having a lot of videos come up on my For You page lately about, regulating your nervous system, and how, as much as you can have mindset shifts, you can have these like logical shifts in thinking. You have to pair this logical thought reframing and habit building with somatic healing. And if the word somatic is relatively new to you, I'll define that really fast. Somatic is relating to the body, especially as distinct from the mind. So, relating to or affecting the body, especially as distinguished from the germplasm. So it's like the involving your skeletal muscles, the somatic nervous system, your somatic reflex, it's essentially the way your mind interacts with your body and your nervous system. And so as much as we can do this logical healing, if we aren't doing somatic techniques simultaneously, we'll experience this stuckness regardless of doing the work, going to therapy, doing the journaling or the meditating or whatever. If we aren't regulating our nervous system and moving the energy in our body, we're still going to experience this feeling of stuckness. And this was like a huge jump in my personal healing journey when I learned this, and I started learning from people that teach somatic healing. So I wanted to share my personal. It really would depend on the person which type of somatic healing works for you, but for me, these are my favorite ways to regulate my nervous system. And versions of somatic healing. So, number one, this is actually something my mom taught me, and I'd seen it around, but it was my mom that really got me into the habit of doing it. Me and her started doing it regularly maybe a year ago, just over FaceTime, or if I'm visiting and someone's feeling anxious. We call them the anxiety shakes. And essentially, this is a way of moving the energy in your body. This is a somatic technique. And all you're really going to do, let me get up and I can show you. You're going to sway your arms like this. Now I can't do it really big right here because I don't have a lot of room, but you really don't just want to move your arms, but your whole hips, and you're swaying your body from side to side like this. Ooh. And if I had more room, I would get more aggressive with it. But really letting your body twist and letting your arms flare and just flay, and you would be shocked at the way that this movement moves anxiety and stress through your body. And generally it releases some serotonin or dopamine, I forget which one. Because it's kind of funny, it's goofy, it's connecting to your inner child. And so me and my roommate Faith, we do it as well. We do the anxiety shakes, and they're fantastic. The anxiety shakes. Number 2 is binaural beats. A lot of neurodivergent people love binaural beats. I myself do not have ADHD or other neurodivergent mental processes, but I personally find frequencies very, very calming and very regulating. There's a frequency playlist that I've used off of Spotify for years. Let me see here. What is it called? There's a meditate to the sounds of nature, which is good, but it's not quite frequencies. I think I've shared that one on here before. Let's see. Frequencies. These ones are good. I don't know actually how to pronounce that. Solfeggio healing frequencies. These are great. I'll actually pop these in my ears when I'm working sometimes if I'm feeling stressed, or I'll just me and my roommate work from home. Me more than her, but when we're both working, or if I'm just working, we'll actually put these frequencies on over a speaker while we're working, and it just allows for your nervous system to regulate as you work for a long period of time, because really our bodies are not meant to sit at a computer for 8 hours, and I find those, and naturally our body's going to get anxious. It's going to be like, hey, why are we sitting still and looking at this screen that hurts my eyes? So I find it very regulating. So frequencies I love. Also, y'all know this, but I'll reiterate it. Your body is all energy. You're always vibrating at a specific frequency. And so when you play frequencies, especially over a speaker, a lot of breathwork teachers are very specific on how the sound in the room vibrates as you're doing your breath work, because it is changing the frequency in which your body is vibrating at, therefore affecting your nervous system, your digestive system, your thought processes. You are changing the way in which your body and the cells in your body are vibrating. And so frequencies, music, and frequencies are very powerful nervous system regulators. Number 3 is something called the physiological sigh. I've talked about this on TikTok, but the physiological sigh, a lot of times when we're told to do a deep breath, we go in through our nose like that, and we go, we push the air out like there's a straw in our mouth. And although this is helpful, it doesn't quite move us out of our fight or flight. And so the physiological sigh is done with a deep inhale and a large exhale with a sigh on the way out. So like this. And it sounds weird, I know, but it is fantastic. And it is so, like 5 deep breaths before you go in. Like if you're going in somewhere and you're nervous, like work, a date, about to have a difficult conversation, it is fantastic to regulate your nervous system quickly. Delicious, scrumdiddly yum yum. Physiological sigh is my bestie. I'm a sigher. I love a sigh. Naturally, our bodies want to sigh. We do it. We do it when we're stressed. We do the, you know what I mean? And it's, your body wants to do it, but we're so used to masking being socially acceptable, that we got to kind of force the physiological sigh out. And something to pair with the physiological sigh, any sort of breath work. Open, I worked with Open. They were a client of mine for a while. They're an app. It's a bit more pricey, but they are fantastic. They have breathwork practices. Also, something called 4-7-8 breathing I do a lot. Inhale 4, hold 7, out 8. Some people don't like the ones where you hold at the top because it makes them stressed. I like it. That's up to you. But you can learn a lot about breathwork through Open. You can learn a lot about breathwork on TikTok if you look up breathwork coaches. There's a lot of free breathwork videos on YouTube. Breathwork is a fantastic nervous system regulator, even if you only do it like occasionally. Again, scrumdiddly yum yum, fantastic. Also, just like a quick pause. Can we just like talk about the details of my outfit right now? Like, as if she's not absolutely slaying. Hold on. Okay. Beads, see? well, if you're not on YouTube, you're not gonna be able to see, but beads, the beads are giving. Bead necklace, the green earrings with the green beads. I have beads in my pigtails as well. I put bracelets in my pigtails. You can't see this, but the bag is bedazzled as well. Like, we're absolutely slaying. It's giving feminine and masculine twist. It's fantastic. Anyways, I've been watching, I love fashion. I always have since I was a kid, but lately I've been watching Next in Fashion, and I love it. And one of the designers, she's very colorful, and she's been pushing me to add more color into my wardrobe. I've been very inspired by her. So that's been fun. I have had a concept for a mindset, mindfulness based clothing line for years. I freaking love this idea. I've actually thought about, because TikTok Shop is like popping off, I would love to actually do like a pre-order situation and see if people would actually be interested in buying it. The branding of my book was actually very intentional because it would tie into the clothing brand. And the idea is super sick. It has a beautiful storyline. I have a friend of mine that would do the designs. They would be so dope. I would love to do a clothing brand one of these days. Can't do everything at once, babe. Anyways, and the branding would go crazy. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Into the future, one of these days, watch out for a clothing brand that will absolutely eat. All right. So, number 4. You're going to hate what I'm about to say. You're going to hate what I'm about to say. Exercise. We need to be exercising. We were much more nervous system regulated as children because we were moving around. And now we're not. Exercise. We need to be exercising. I know. And what I've found, for me to get myself to exercise frequently, I either need to have a goal or I need to be having fun. And so goal-oriented, either like marathon training, hitting PRs, weightlifting, I need to be working to progress. I can't just like go to the gym and leave. There needs to be some sort of progress tracking, whether that's I'm working towards running a marathon, a half marathon, whatever. I'm trying to increase how much I can lift weights. I have to have some sort of goal, and or I need to be having fun. So if I love swimming laps. I love being in a pool. I was an athlete growing up. I love going to play tennis. I love basketball. I love shooting around. I would love to play like pickup ball more, but the guys at the gym scare me. So if there's any girlies in LA that want to play basketball with me, or men that aren't scary. So anyway, making it fun or having it be goal-oriented is really helpful for me. Going back to Open, they also have, this is not like sponsored by Open, I just think they're a fantastic company, but they have yoga and workout videos and live sessions on their app that I also often do. And then number 5, finally, my creme de la creme. Y'all know I love me a big, fat, juicy, thick double C meditation. I just tooted a little bit, excuse me. Oh, a meditation. Yes, she is beautiful, delicious, sexy. A big misconception about meditation, I've said it once and I'll say it again, is that every person, it looks the same, and it shan't. It does not look the same for every person. Meditation can be, there's active meditation, which is, staring at an object and studying the details of an object, or walking and working to be very present and to observe your thoughts. There's a lot of really great look up active forms of meditation. And then there's more sedentary, why can't I think of the word right now? Active and passive, there it is. Active and there's passive meditation, which is the classic, legs crossed, sitting in silence meditation, but this is very advanced meditation. Like raw dogging, that type of meditation, it's not great. It's not great. I have meditated consistently for about 5-6 years now. I'm working on I want to get my meditation certification so I can run meditation circles. But meditation is fantastic. It's a great nervous system regulator in a fast-paced world. It is the perfect way to express to your body that it is okay to be still. And on top of that, meditation sucks. It's really not fun, especially when you start. But it's just like anything else. When you first start working out consistently, when you first start trying to eat healthier, when you first are being sober, it sucks, and as you progress, you realize that this is everything your body has always wanted. So please, if you've been dissuaded or discouraged by meditation, please give it another try. Try a different route. Try guided meditation, listening to frequencies while you meditate, going on a walk just in silence, doing something to show your body that it's okay to just observe your thoughts and be still. Because your body really needs that, and so does your nervous system. And that is all. That is the wrap up. Those are my 5 favorite ways to regulate my nervous system. There's a lot of other things you can do to regulate your nervous system. But those are my personal favorites and what works the best for me. I hope that is helpful. And I hope the sort of casualness of this episode, I'd love to get some thoughts or feedback. This is kind of more what I want it to be. I don't know. We'll see what happens going forward. I have a lot of changes going on in my business and with what I do. And again, I'm just so grateful for anyone that supports me. I'd love for you to leave a review on Apple Podcast. Leave a review. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Livi Redden. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Bye.